Well, hey guys, Juan here. Thanks for stopping by my channel and checking out this video. So if you're watching this, I imagine that you're in the market to buy this guy right here, the Roku Streaming Stick Plus. This is a great little device because it does stream your movies and your video in the HD 4K HDR content. And the great thing about the Roku platform is that it has all the apps. Just about any app that you can think of, it's got it available on this streaming platform. Unlike something like the Fire Stick that does have some limitations. The Roku, they're the first ones that came into the streaming market, and they are still the leaders as far as any kind of streaming apps are available. This thing's gonna have it. Now another great thing about this thing here is it's the best 4K HDR streamer for the money. So you get the most bang for your buck whenever you buy one of these right here. And this particular one has the quad-core processor. It's very portable. It's got the 4K spotlight channel, and then you can search all your top channels on this thing here. It's very good when it comes to the wireless technology. It's got free local TV built into it. And then it's got the voice remote. So let's go ahead and unbox it so that way you guys can get a good look at the remote control and the stick itself. Okay, once you do get it out of the box, what you have here is you got the quick start guide to help you get started. But if you're watching this video, I'll show you all the steps necessary to get it set up. But it does come with the cable that connects into the Roku stick itself right here. It gives you 2 Duracell batteries, and then there's your remote control. Now the reason that I did go with this streaming stick is because this one does have the volume control right here on the side and an on and off button here at the top. Some of your cheaper Roku sticks do not have that option, so unless you want to go with 2 different remotes, it might be wise to spend the extra few dollars to get this one here. Over here on this side you have the cables that get connected into your power brick there for the AC adapter in case you want to get it plugged into the wall. Now there are a couple other ways that you can get power to the stick. You can do it through this cable here, or you can plug it in the USB right into your TV. So I'll show you that a little bit later also. Another closer look here at the remote control. There are some default buttons that are already built in and installed on there. You got your Netflix, your Hulu, your Sling, which I don't know anybody that really uses Sling, but it does have the Disney Plus on there. So this is the newer style of Roku stick that does have that Disney Plus streaming button on there. Okay, so I'll go ahead and get the remote or the batteries put into the remote and get this thing set up. Okay, well the first thing that you want to do is take your Roku stick here and plug in the, it looks like a micro USB cable right into the side just like that. Now we have the USB portion right here. Now what you could do is you could go ahead and plug this into an HDMI port, an empty HDMI port that you have on your television, and then plug the USB in into a slot that you have open on your TV, and that would be enough to give this thing power. Or if your TV does not have an empty USB port here, that's where you would utilize the extra cable here and AC adapter. What you would do is plug this guy here into there, and then the other end of this cable is where you would then plug in the USB portion like so, and then this thing would get power from plugging this into a wall outlet. So you have 2 different ways of getting power to your Roku stick. Now my TV does have the USB, so I'm going to go ahead and unhook this guy and plug this into the TV. Okay, on the back of your TV here, you should have some of these HDMI inputs. I'm going to put mine in HDMI 1, and then I'm going to put the other USB portion right in here and plug those 2 components in. Okay, once you have them plugged in, they'll look like that, and the stick then talks to the remote. So I like this setup here because it's real minimal, not a whole lot of cable management going on, no extra cords hanging down past the TV and being visible. I like this setup here, but if your TV doesn't have that, plug it into the wall. Okay, once you turn on your TV and you go to the right HDMI input, this screen comes up here to get started. You select whatever language that you want it in. It starts to scan for your wireless networks, and then you just select your particular Wi-Fi. After you find your Wi-Fi, go ahead and enter in your Wi-Fi password. Once you enter in your Wi-Fi password, it'll start to look for your wireless connection. and then once it's connected, those check marks will be marked. Then you'll come to this screen here, and then it'll just do an update to get your Roku set up to the latest firmware software. You'll select OK, and then you'll just let it do its thing. Okay, after it updates, it does its little logo jumping video here. Okay, then you'll come to this screen here where it does an auto detect display type, where it just analyzes your HDMI connection to know if you have like a 720 or a 1080 or a 4K TV. So you just click or just hit OK. Okay, it realized that mine was a 1080 resolution. I'll go ahead and click to go automatic. Okay, so now the next step is it'll check your remote, and then you'll just hit OK. It'll ask if music is playing. Music is playing on mine, so I'll say yes, music is playing, and then it detects that the music has stopped, and then you'll just hit OK on yes, that the music has stopped. And if that works, it'll say success, your remote is now set up and paired. Okay, then you'll get to this screen here where you have to activate your Roku player, where you enter in your email address. Now, some people may question, do I have to do this? Can I just use it without entering in any information? The answer is no. You do have to set up a Roku account where you enter in your email address and credit card information. Now, they won't just charge your credit card willy-nilly without ever letting you know, so don't fear that, but you do have to enter one in there to get started. Oh, another quick little tip I noticed on this newer player here, it gives you a remote control battery life signal that pops up periodically, so that's kind of nice. It lets you know how much battery life you have on your batteries. Alright, so then go to this screen here to just enter in your email address and get your Roku account set up, or if you already have one set up, you just log in with your credentials. Okay, next it'll get to a screen where it does ask you to verify your email, so you can just jump over to your smartphone or a computer, click on that email to answer it, and then, for example, I'm on my mobile, I'll go ahead and fill in the rest of the information via my mobile to get the account set up. Okay, once you finish the steps on your mobile, it automatically updates on your TV and it starts to pre-install any apps that you may have selected. Okay, once that's complete, it'll say all done. You just click over and it takes you to your home screen here on your Roku. Okay, then it takes you to your Roku home screen here where you just can click over, and here's all your different apps that you can watch. You'll have to get your account set up if you do have like Netflix or Hulu, Disney Plus. You have to enter in all your credentials, but yeah, this is a Roku. I do like their setup here, their platform. It's very user-friendly, easy to learn, just right out of the box. But yeah, this is how you get it all installed. Hopefully this video helped you out. If it was, go ahead and throw a thumbs up on this. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I make tech videos all the time, and I'd love to have you back in the next one. Take care.